I'm Brenda Harrod. I'm a nurse practitioner at New Leaf Wellness in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm very excited to have Rodrigo from Biotrinetics today to talk about gut health and how important that is. That is a service that we offer at New Leaf Wellness, gut testing to find out what is going on inside your gut and some of the foods that might be reacting to. So, if you would like to talk a little bit, Rodrigo, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me today, Brenda.
Yes.
I think it's important when a lot of people hear gut health, they may associate that with digestive issues or digestive symptoms. But I think it's really important to, talk about gut health in the manner that it can really affect the body. And it really can go far above digestive issues. Gut health actually can affect a wide array of symptoms, including skin issues, cognitive thinking, like brain fog. It can affect joint pain. It can affect, obviously, weight gain and inexplicable weight gain, or sometimes even inexplicable weight loss. So it's really important for anybody watching this, anybody who's having any kind of issues, not just digestive issues, to pay close attention to what we're going to talk about, gut health. And the reason why gut health is so important is because eating, we eat foods every day, multiple times a day, and it's the one thing that comes into our body from the outside world, and it's coming into our system multiple times a day. And what we find is that oftentimes the immune system can start mistaking a food for a virus or bacteria, and it would react in the same way to fight off a virus or bacteria. And this can happen with the food that you eat, which really, ultimately, the foods that we eat should be giving us the nutrients that we need to survive. It should not be activating our immune system and potentially causing inflammation and making us feel worse than we really should. So our test is designed to shed light on your specific biology as far as what foods that you're eating are potentially triggering your immune system and causing that inflammation. And that inflammation, like I mentioned earlier, can not just manifest itself in a digestive issue, but it can manifest itself in a number of issues. So it's important for when people hear gut health, not to just think, oh, digestive issues, and maybe they think my digestion's fine, this doesn't pertain to me, when in fact it could be something like lack of energy, fatigue, it could be chronic skin issues, it can be the brain fog. Sometimes, we get foggy and we're not performing at our best, and we think, a lot of us might think it's part of aging, when in fact, most of the time, there's a low level of inflammation that's being caused by the foods that once you learn what those foods are for you, and everybody is different. So some foods that may be healthy for some may be triggering the immune system for others. It's important that once you shed light on that and you remove those foods from your diet, you'll start noticing an improvement in the symptoms that you may be experiencing. So it's really important to take a look at the gut health as far as the balance of the beneficial bacteria versus the harmful bacteria. That does play a role in how somebody can become sensitive to a food. So with our test and the help of New Leaf Wellness, we're able to get patients to restore their gut health. And we've been very successful at being able to help patients decrease some of those symptoms that they might be experiencing.
Yeah, I actually had it done recently, like a few months ago, and I have a skin issue that has, like, if I stay away from dairy, it totally goes away. I have like itching on the back of my scalp, and if I have cheese, it will start itching again. But when I stay away from it, it doesn't very much. So it's true. All diseases begin in the gut.
Absolutely. And I can tell you that personally, the same thing with me. I had seborrheic dermatitis on my face. I went to a dermatologist that told me, this is a chronic issue. You're always going to live with it. Here's a steroidal cream that you can use to manage the symptoms. And I took that cream, I used it just to address the symptoms, but I knew that I had to do more work. I knew that I had to address the underlying issue of the skin issues. So what I did was I restored the gut. And one of the starting points of that is being able to identify what are those triggers. What is causing your gut to become unbalanced? What is causing that activation of the immune system with the food that you eat? And a lot of people sometimes think that if I eat something and I feel a certain way, there's a direct link as far as the timing of it. But many people don't realize that it can take up to 4 days after you eat a food for a symptom to actually manifest. And that's because it really takes about 4 days once you eat a food to break it down, to metabolize it, and for all those amino acids that you convert that food to circulate in your body. So even though digestion and excretion can happen in about a day or so, it's really about 4 days after you eat a food that food can affect you. So it can be what we call a delayed sensitivity, where you might not experience the symptom right after you eat the food, and it makes it hard to pinpoint the source of that inflammation. And that's exactly what the Biogenetics food sensitivity test is designed to do, is to tell you what foods are causing those delayed sensitivities and what are those foods that you can eliminate to start feeling better today.
Awesome. Yeah, I've really, like I was talking earlier, we had a gal that did the testing about 3 weeks ago, and she lost like 20 pounds already just by cutting out the gluten and the dairy and some of the other things that were sensitive to her. So it's been a great start to her weight loss program.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we always say, is that weight loss is almost like a side effect from doing the test and following it, where I personally went from about 200 pounds to 175, which is the weight I want to be at. Wow. And I was doing it to address my skin issues. But one of the things that happens is that you become less inflamed. So your cells retain less of that water weight that they do when they're inflamed to protect themselves. And on a cellular level, you start losing that weight and you feel better. You have more energy, you think clearer, you almost feel rejuvenized. You feel how you almost felt when you were younger, where you could like jump out of bed in the morning as opposed to waking up feeling lethargic. So it really is a way to address specific symptoms, but also to address your overall general health and well-being.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, that is great. That sounds like there are patients that have been having this done lately. You know, they feel better when they cut out some of those foods. And so anyway, well, we are having our grand opening ribbon cutting for the Omaha location. We're super excited. It is Thursday, May 12th. And I would like to thank Rodrigo he's giving us $100 off a Biogenetics test that somebody will win. We're having a lot of door prizes and stuff. And so that's one of our exciting awards that someone can win. So thank you.
Absolutely. I definitely encourage everybody to go to the grand opening. Yes. There's going to be lots of good contacts, lots of goodies for everybody. So for sure, if you're interested in a new provider, you're interested in food sensitivity testing, you're interested in addressing your overall health and well-being, New Leaf Wellness is definitely the place you should check out on May 12th.
Yes, it's going to be exciting. We're having a lot of the New Leaf consultants and managers from other locations coming, and so it's going to be a great time. I'm excited.
Great. I wish I could be there.
Yes, no kidding. All right. Well, thank you a lot for your time and for explaining more about Biogenetics. It's really a great program, and I'm so proud that we can be part of it here at New Leaf. So thank you.
My pleasure.